Nowadays, the mankind is watching, astonished, the extraordinary and unusual worldwide fact that moves daily as in a giant billiard table, enormous ciphers flying around as bits and bytes at the speed of the light, transferring from one point to another of the planet fabulous fortunes in a true speculative orgy, completely dissociated from reality, without any correspondence with the real reach of our physical world, the so-called globalization. It seems, to those not fully aware, and we shall include here sadly the great majority of the citizens, that this process is creating a world in which everyone will have access to a higher standard of life with greater social justice. That fact comes to us by the media as a cure-all for the biggest world problems. As a matter of fact, it is necessary to be pointed out that only 2 to 3% of all those transactions raise into $3 trillion a day, only 2 to 3% refer to commercial and industrial activities. On the other hand, the great majority of the financial transactions is purely speculative, as if money by itself would be able to generate more money, as a fantasy that is carrying the world economy to a dread end. Until the 70s, the Bretton Woods rules were followed. Money to flow between nations needed the previous government authorization. There was a fixed exchange rate between the currencies of the greatest industrialized nations. The Fed assured with the gold equivalent any transaction. In other words, there were restrictions to the flow of speculative money. In 1973, the US government imposed an unilateral rupture and the barriers disappeared. Gold reserves are no longer necessary. Money is no more the wealth symbol. It is the wealth proper, a fiction in such a way that goes to the edge of insanity is supported by a group of worldwide institutions, the so-called international financial system. And here are included the IMF, the World Bank, the World Trade Organization, and so on. That is the money